this is Napa Fan here, and this is the fourth race in season number 1 of the Aero Electric Pro Series. We're here at the Kentucky Speedway for the Quaker State 100K. And on the pole, it is Justin Roberts in the number 1. And just to let you guys know, starting on the pole means you have about a 90% chance of winning here at Kentucky. But we do have pit stops for this race, so that will shake some things up. And it should be a pretty decent race here at the Kentucky Speedway. 40 laps of action in the Quaker State 100K. Race number 4 in the Aero Electric Pro Series. What in the world? Anyway, Justin Roberts starts on the pole, like I said. Carter Belair alongside him. Riley White in the 16. Elijah Gordon in the 24. Eric Olmenhorn in the 15. Adam Brown, Eric Powers, Oscar Ramirez. Daniel Voiles, Abe Troxel, Tyler Salzman, Trey Bartow, Blaine Keys, Max Newworth, Nicholas Amadio, Aaron Walpole, Dean Wickard, Cameron Gaju, Tristan Allen, Cameron Growington, Dale Salzman, John Andrews, Ryan Burns, and John Arndt, the full 24-car field starting here today at Kentucky. So it should be a good one here today. 40 laps of action. I think I might have the sound up a little much. There we go. Turn it up a little more. Come on. Oh, stupid thing, it's frozen. Just stay there, please. Okay, hopefully that stays there. Okay, there we go. That's good. So Justin Roberts and Carter Belair are going to lead us to the green flag here at the Kentucky Speedway. There will be pit stops. Probably about 2 sets for the race. About as frequent as the Cup Series. So here we go at Kentucky Speedway. Now the time to pass is on the restart, so we'll see what happens. Justin Roberts leads us off, and we are green flag racing in the Quaker State 100K. Will Elijah Gordon get a run on the 1? Doesn't look like he will. They're 3 wide for 3rd. That's Riley White in the middle of Eric Olmenhorn and Carter Belair. Elijah Gordon in 2nd, trying to get past the 1 of Justin Roberts, and Carter Belair going way up high the racetrack. Carter Belair falling all the way back to 5th place. Riley White in 3rd now. The outside lane works. Well, sorry, not the outside lane, but the middle lane is where you want to be here at the Kentucky Speedway. If you go way too outside of the gray stuff, it doesn't work. Here comes Elijah Gordon trying to pass the 1 of Justin Roberts on the inside. It usually doesn't work, and it won't work for him. So Justin Roberts continues to stay out front in the number 1. He has not won a race in Season 1, Race 2 of the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. It has been a long time since this driver has won on Napa Fan, but it's looking like that could change here tonight. Riley White in 3rd in the number 16. Carter Belair in 4th in the number 39. Max Newworth, who won the last race here in the Aero Electric Pro Series, won yesterday at GNC Stunt Road. Right now, mid-pack in the number 83, or number 93, I should say, not the number 83. And this 17 will show us that the very high outside lane is not a good place to be. We'll see quite a bit of single-file racing for this race. But, of course, there are pit stops, so that's going to shake the field up a little bit. Justin Roberts remains out front in the number 1 car here at the Kentucky Speedway. Riley White going to try to make a pass on the 24. He goes high. Here comes the 39 trying to get underneath of him, but nothing is going to happen. Riley White got the run on the outside lane, and Carter Belair could not execute the pass properly. Justin Roberts still out front in the number 1. Elijah Gordon in 2nd in number 24. We got Eric Olmenhorn here in 5th place, and Adam Brown running in 6th, with Eric Powers in 7th, Daniel Voiles in 8th, Oscar Ramirez in 9th, and Abe Troxel in 10th. Still haven't gotten it organized back in here. Some guys are still double wide and whatnot. The thing why it's so easy for the leader to stay out front is because he does not have anybody to pass. So when somebody tries to pass somebody, it's very likely they can make a mistake And, you know, we're going to see a lot more passing, like, within the pack, like, for second place and third place and stuff. But we won't see much for the leader because the leader does not have to pass anybody. And that does play into his advantage. So Elijah Gordon trying to pass Justin Roberts. He can make a mistake, and that could allow Riley White to slip right underneath of him. It's kind of a bad choice for a race, maybe. I mean, you know, it's good to have a race like this every once in a while. The only double wide action is right now Ryan Burns and Cameron Gaju, and it looks like they're going to go single file here shortly. Gaju in the 30, running 22nd on the racetrack right now. And you got to be in the top 10 if you want to gain any amount of points. So, if you want to get points, you got to be in that top 10. Elijah Gordon trying to get a run on Justin Roberts. He did a good job through turns 1 and 2. Up to his bumper. You might want to continue running that sort of middle line so he can get a run on the 1. It's all here in the Truck Series race. Back in the Truck Series race here, in the Napa Truck Series, that it was sort of possible to do it. It came close. Eric Powers almost won that race on the inside lane. Here comes Riley White trying to get past Elijah Gordon. They're side by side for second place. Eric Almhart's going to try to help him on this inside lane. Almhart trying to get by Carter Belair. And this is what I'm talking about here. Riley White could not get past the 24, stuck on the inside lane. Carter Belair is going to get the run on the outside and pass Riley White for third. So usually the only time we see a pass is when someone tries to make a pass on somebody and they don't do it right and they fall back. Eric Almenhart's still here though, trying to help Riley White, but he's not going to be able to do it. So Riley White loses a position there, and Carter Belair moves up to third place in the number 39. Fourth of the way through this race here at the Kentucky Speedway, Justin Roberts is still out front in the number 1 car. And not everybody. Here's John Andrews, who won at Las Vegas underneath Aaron Walpole, trying to get some positions there. Ryan Burns running a line with him. Ryan Burns almost won Dirt Extreme. Got John Arndt back here. He might have had a problem. Or might have a problem, actually. There's Cameron Gaju trying to make a pass on the inside, but the inside is just basically impossible to make a pass down there. Adam Brown on Eric Almenhart now. If Almenhart went too high on the racetrack, it's possible that the 42 could make that pass, but it's not going to happen, and Brown is going to lose a position to Eric Powers in the number 14. And Oscar Ramirez here is trying to make a pass on Daniel Voiles for 8th. But he's not going to be able to do it, and that's going to allow A. Troxel to get a run on this outside. See what Max Neuer's doing here. He's trying to get a run on the outside, but that's going to allow the 31 to get underneath of him. But Blaine Keys cannot keep that inside lane rolling. It's not going to work for him. Here's Carter Belair trying to get past Elijah Gordon, who actually took it back from the 39. We missed it. We apologize. Or sorry, Elijah Gordon's has always been in second place. It was Riley White who was in third, and I thought, okay, my bad. See Carter Belair really close to the back bumper of Elijah Gordon here. Carter Belair started on the outside pole for this race. He fell back to 5th place and has moved his way up 2 spots up to this point. You know, I said that it would be a 2-stop race. It's possible that this race could end up being just a 1-stop race, but the stops could be right around halfway. And if they're around halfway, we're going to see strategy. I do like the way they run here at Kentucky, though. I think it's kind of neat the way they run the line. And I like this track because it's one of the very few flat 1.5-mile tracks that exist in the real world today. I mean, there aren't many 1.5-mile tracks that are flat like Kentucky anymore. Max Neuer's moving his way up in the 93, trying to get past A. Troxel. I think pit stops are going on. Justin Roberts comes in. So does Eric Almenhart, and we have a crash at the entrance of pit road. Daniel Voiles and Max Neuwirth torn up. Will that bring out a caution? No, it won't. At the end of pit road, pit entrance actually. And we'll follow here with Justin Roberts in the number 1 and see how they all finish. How they all come out of the pit road here. So Justin Roberts comes in the pit road as the leader. And we're coming up to the closing point of the halfway here. The rest of the guy coming in. So everybody is on the pit road right now. Every single car. We'll see here. Justin Roberts is going to remain out front of the guys who he pitted with. We'll see if this helps guys like Eric Almenhart or Eric Powers. Daniel Voiles able to get away with it. But I don't know if Max Neuwirth was able to. And I don't see Neuwirth on the track. It looks like Neuwirth might be out of the race after winning the last race in the Aero Electric Pro Series. Elijah Gordon. Let's see if he can get out ahead of Justin Roberts. No way is that going to happen. Justin Roberts is going to pull out with a huge lead now, as Elijah Gordon and Riley White could not make it. Now, there will be another set of pit stops in this race, because we pitted before halfway, and I seriously highly doubt that anybody's going to be able to make it to the end. So we'll see how that all plays out. No caution so far in this race. Came close when we had that pit road incident, but they were able to keep it in the pit road and not go out onto the racetrack. The only time you're going to get a caution is when there is a car stopped on the racing surface, not the apron. So say if a car got spun down onto the apron, the caution would not come out. But if he came back onto the racetrack, it would. That's the way NR 2003 works, if you haven't realized that. But the car has to be on the racing surface, stopped or extremely slow, or sideways, or something like that, for a caution to come out on the racing surface, not on the apron. So if the car is sideways, but it's in the grass, and it never was sideways or completely stopped on the racetrack, the caution would not come out, which is a very interesting fact there. And it's looking really good for Justin Roberts here in the number 1. Eric Almenhart is second, with Eric Powers right behind him. Elijah Gordon, Riley White, Trey Bartow, Oscar Ramirez, Blaine Keys, Nicholas Samadeo, and Dean Wicker, the top 10. Then we got Adam Brown here in the 42, Daniel Voiles in the 12, John Andrews in the 13, Dale Salzman in the 14, Tristan Allen in the 15, A. Troxel in the, oh my goodness, in the 14, in 14th place. John Andrews is in 13th place, Tristan Allen is in 15th place, Abe Troxel is in 16th place, Carter Beller is in 17th place. He had a problem on his pit stop. Tyler Salzman is in 18th place, John Art is in 19th, Aaron Walpole, Ryan Burns. Oh, Ryan Burns, he might have been involved in that pit road crash. Both of the Clayton Racing cars have damage to their front ends. And Max Neuwirth is out of the race. I'm sorry about calling the cars, like, with Justin Roberts, it doesn't really mean anything. Justin Roberts in the 1, I would look at the position and see that he's in first place, and I would say Justin Roberts is in the 1. I would say Eric Almenhart's in the 2, but he's not in the 2, he's in the 15. Eric Almenhart's in the 15, Justin Roberts is in the 1, and in first place. But this guy's coming up on him. Eric Almenhart with a fast car. He's closing up to the 1 of Justin Roberts, and he has help too. Eric Powers is helping him in this number 14. Elijah Gordon, Riley White, Trey Bartow, Oscar Ramirez, Blaine Keys, Nicholas Samadeo, and Dean Wickard. They're the top 10. Adam Brown in 11th. Daniel Voiles in 12th, even with all that rear-end damage. He was involved. He got spun around on the pit road, but he remains in the top 12, but he needs to get in the top 10 if he wants to get any points. And this 15's closing up to the back bumper of the 1. We'll see what he can do. Eric Almenhart has been racing consistently faster laps than Justin Roberts here on this run. We'll see if he has enough to pass him. It's very hard to pass at this track, as we have seen. When the outside lane is the preferred line, it is usually impossible to pass. Well, not impossible, but very, very hard to pass. And here at Kentucky Speedway, where the outside lane is the place to be, we rarely see passing for the lead. But as I mentioned earlier, we see a lot of passing for other positions because somebody tries to make a pass on the guy in front of them, they make a mistake, they fall back, and the guy behind them easily passes him because he has a preferred line, while the other driver was trying to use a different line than the preferred line to pass the guy in front of him. And it just usually doesn't work out for him. But Justin Roberts, this will be really good for him in the points. Good for Olympian Motorsports as well. They'll get 10 points towards the championship if they can get this done here tonight. And it's good for Yellowbird Whitlock Racing. Their team has not gotten any points yet this season, Eric Almenhart and Trey Bartow. But right now they're both running in the top 10, so that's good for that team. Eric Powers for Powers Racing, doing good. Good to see Subway Master Racing get a good run here tonight with Elijah Gordon. And so, same thing with Roush Hoffman Racing. So 3 teams without any points so far this season, right now running in the top 5. Here comes Elijah Gordon, and this, he's not going to be able to even get underneath of him through the tri-oval area. And Riley White's going to get a run here in the number 16 on Elijah Gordon. Going to try to dive it in? No. Now, if you saw the Sprint Cup Series race in Kentucky, and you saw what Kyle Busch was doing at the end, he was running a higher line than Brad Keselowski at the end of that thing. Or was it Brad Keselowski? It was Joe Logano, one of the Penske cars, I know that much. But anyway, running a higher line might, in fact, help you get to the front. So that might be what Eric Almenhart wants to do. Now, keep in mind, there's still another set of pit stops to do in this race. So, the closer you can get to the leader, the more likely you can beat him out of pit road. We'll see what happens here, as the next set of pit stops will be anytime. And Eric Almenhart's closing up really close to the back bumper of Justin Roberts. If you want to make the pass, you probably want to do it on the outside lane. And Eric Almenhart got too much of a run on Justin Roberts and he had to let off the gas a little bit. Almenhart is trying to get by him. And here's Elijah Gordon trying to get by Eric Powers. But as I said, passing here is very, very tough. And the only passing we'll probably see for the lead, if we do get any, will be on pit road. But we'll see. Will Justin Roberts have to come in this time? It looks like some guys are going high. And when guys go high, that means drivers are coming in. And we'll follow this. The 3 leaders, the first 3 drivers in the field, in the pit road right now. So we'll see how this all plays out. Not many guys coming in with our leaders. But as we saw the first time around, coming in early was a good factor there, because you saw guys like Elijah Gordon the second lap around, and it slowed them down. Justin Roberts has the first pit stall here at Kentucky, getting some tires on that car. And right side's only for those guys. We'll see, will Eric Almenhart be able to get to him here? Doesn't look like he will. And they stay in the same order as they came in. There's no way these guys can stay out the whole way. Elijah Gordon, he led a lap there. He's going to come in here. I seriously highly doubt. Only unless some guys took fuel only. If they took fuel only, it's possible, but I don't think they're going to do that. And there's Justin Roberts, the leader. And he's going to easily drive by Riley White in the dominating performance for Justin Roberts in the number 1 here tonight in the Quaker State 100K. Good run for that team. Olympian Motorsport. And Eric Almenhart has a lot of catching up to do again. He lost a lot of ground on Justin Roberts on that set of pit stops. Justin Roberts now has only 3 laps to go, and he is an Aero Electric Pro Series winner. Elijah Gordon did get past Eric Powers, though, on that set. Elijah Gordon stayed out 2 laps longer than the leaders. It looks like he's going to finish with a third-place finish here tonight. Justin Roberts, 2 to go here at Kentucky. Got Trey Bartow, Blaine Keys, Oscar Ramirez here. Nicholas Samadeo in the top 10. Dean Wickard rounds out the top 10. John Andrews won at Las Vegas. He's up to 11th, but he's not going to get any points with that finish. And here we go, white flag at Kentucky. Justin Roberts has led pretty much every lap of the race. And it looks like he's going to do it in the number 1 car. He started on the pole and stayed up there the whole race. And Justin Roberts coming in at turn number 4. Will win the Quaker State 100K here at the Kentucky Speedway. He's an Aero Electric Pro Series winner. Eric Almenhart in 2nd, Elijah Gordon in 3rd, Eric Powers in 4th, and Riley White in 5th. And there are the official standings. Trey Bartow, Blaine Keys, Oscar Ramirez, Nicholas Samadeo, and Dean Wickard round out the top 10. So that's it for me here at Kentucky Speedway. Next race is going to be at Indianapolis for the Indy something. I got to figure out how long that race is going to be. But anyway, thank you guys very much for watching, and congratulations to Justin Roberts for winning here at Kentucky. So thank you guys very much for watching again, and here are the points for the Aero Electric Pro Series. I will see you guys later.
Let's get crazy, turn it on.